Nigerian culture is multi-ethnic and it gives great value to different arts, one of which is Adire, popularly known as tie and dye. Adire is a prominent and common craft to the people of Egba land in Ogun State, Nigeria. My guest today is someone who definitely knows her onions when it comes to the world of Adire. I'm Jemima Osunde, and this is Fashion Insider. Hi Cynthia.
Hi Jemima.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I see you're wearing one of your pieces.
Yes.
It looks really good.
Thank you.
Let's get straight into it. Tell me, what led you to Adire making? What brought you into Adire Lounge?
Okay, after school, I served in Ogun State.
Oh.
That was the first time I came in contact with the Adire fabric. I saw it, I wore, and I learned how to do it. But before then, my mom used to wear the fabric. But during service, I noticed that these women who make this fabric, they didn't have high patronage. And after each service, I moved back to Lagos, gotten a job, worked in a bank for 2 years. After 2 years, I resigned. They started Adire Lounge fully.
Because I know you're from Edo State.
Yes, I'm from
Edo State. I was going to say, how did an Edo girl end up, doing the work of Egba people? But you've said it now.
Yeah, I served there. Yeah.
Oh wow! So how long does it take you on average to make one piece or material? How do you do
Okay,
it?
it depends on the design actually, because we have 3 techniques. We have the tie and dye, we have the batik, and we have the eleko. So if we're doing a batik design, for example, between 2 to 3 days, depending on the weather also.
Okay. What's the difference between the batik?
Okay, the tie and dye designs are designs where Adire basically is when you do a resist pattern, where you resist the pattern, then the part where it's resisted, when you immerse it into the dye bath, the design comes out on the place where it was resisted, and the dye colors take over the other part of the material. So for tie and dye, we normally use twines or thread, or wool thread to tie that part. Then that's why it's called tie and dye. Oh. Then for batik, we actually use candle wax to create patterns on them with a stamp or stencil to create patterns on them. So that part, the candle wax resists that part, then the other part is put into the dye bath. Then for eleko, we use cassava paste or flour paste to create designs on them.
I've never heard of the eleko one. So, but when you finish with that, do you take out the candle wax or the cassava paste?
Yes, we do that. Where for the candle wax, what we do, there's a process we call dewaxing, whereby when we finish dyeing the fabric, we dewax it in very hot water. So it melts off the candle wax, then the design comes out.
That's interesting. Yeah. You mentioned your designs, different designs. What inspires your designs? Because I feel like you have to be very creative to come out with all these patterns. So how do you do that? Okay,
the idea why Adire Lounge started at first was to create unique designs and ensure that people have trust in the fabric and the art itself. So we decided that, okay, apart from the cotton fabric that we know, there should be other fabrics where people can want to buy. So we had the viscose, scarves, t-shirts, then chiffon and silk. So we created these unique fabrics and we make unique designs from them. And our designs are from scratch. Like last year, we created a collection, the Lagos collection, where we had the downfall fabric, then the Lagos scarf, where we had
this is the downfall fabric.
Yes, this is the downfall fabric.
I'm very curious. How did you come up with this? How did you get?
So this is
batik.
This is batik. Then this is a stamp, the downfall stamp. So we create a stamp on a foam to create this pattern. Then we put it in the candle wax and stamp on the fabric. So when we dewax, this is what comes out. Then the black dye takes over the other part of the fabric. Oh
wow, this is very creative. I really like it. And the materials are different in texture.
Yes.
Is that based on the different designs, or it's just on whatever material?
Okay, just on whatever material, because in the open market, what's readily available are just this cotton fabric. But at Adire Lounge, we noticed that people wanted flowy fabrics, people wanted softer fabrics, and people had these complaints too about how after some time their fabrics run, the colors run, and they can't wear it over time. So our processes, we worked on our dye processes and perfected it. So our fabrics don't run. And secondly, we're able to create different unique and variety fabrics. So you can have them on scarves, on t-shirts, on chiffon fabrics, silk fabrics, jersey and viscose fabrics also.
Not just the traditional materials.
Yes.
I can give you a shirt and you will print on it.
Yes, we can.
On average, how long does that take?
Because for now, we do 3 to 5 days excluding weekends.
Do you source for all your materials here?
Yes, recently we started working with with a company in Kaduna, Funtua. So we use Funtua fabrics. It's a made in Nigerian cotton fabric. So we use cotton fabrics. Then some other fabrics we have to source outside, but over 80% of our fabrics are sourced here. Our jersey fabrics are sourced here. We use the made in Nigerian cotton jersey fabrics.
Made in Nigeria, 100%.
Yes.
100% Nigerian.
Yes.
You make everything by hand.
Yes,
and that is definitely labor intensive. Do you have people that work with you, or do you do everything yourself? Okay.
Well, in total now we are 9 staff. We have like 6 production staff. Then the others are administrative staff. So the production staff, we all handle the production aspect. Then secondly, what we're trying to do, we just started this initiative this year where we train women in rural areas and youth, unemployed youths. We train them. So the point is that at the end of the day, we'll be able to employ them at our factory when we get a bigger space and all that. So before
more people that know the craft.
Yes, that know the craft. Because the art itself is going extinct. People have shown a lot of interest in the trainings. And another thing we're trying to do is to get a proper production factory, which will also serve as a tourist center and attraction, where if people come into Lagos, they can come and see the process, how the technique is done.
And what goes into making Adire
fabrics.
How long have you been in business for? When did you start Adire Lounge?
Okay, in April this year, we became 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 years?
Yeah.
Still pretty much
a
baby, but you're doing so well.
Yeah.
How has it been?
So far, so good. We've won 2 awards in 3 years. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's very impressive.
Yeah.
2 awards in 3 years.
3 years.
It's no small feat.
But apart from that, the joy and satisfaction I get from people calling me to tell me my prints are really beautiful. And for some time, we'll be able to create unique designs and custom designs for fashion designers, interior designers, and corporate organizations. So it helps saying, okay, that you don't have to go to China or somewhere else to print your t-shirts, to print fabrics for your stuff. You can do it here using unique designs that when people see you, they'll know, oh, this is made in Nigeria and is unique and different.
You're basically making money and preserving our culture.
Yeah,
it's very admirable. Yeah. Maybe I'll come learn one or 2 batik and
eleko
and tie and dye.
Yeah.
Where do you see Adire Lounge in the next 5 years?
Okay, our plans in the next 5 years is to have our own production factory and a tourist attraction site and a training facility where we'll be able to train people, and also people will be able to come in to see the process and the techniques. And we're also looking at opening more stores in Lagos, Abuja, and maybe Port Harcourt. Then also increase our export market, where we'll be able to export more fabrics out to stores outside the country.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. I've had a good time talking to you.
Thank you.
I'm very interested in Adire, as a matter of fact. So I'm going to come for personal lessons once that factory is ready.
No problem.
Thank you for watching today's episode. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms at NdaniTV. I'm Jemima, and this is Fashion Insider.